All right, g'day, hi, and welcome. All right, it's kind of dark. The video is going to be dark the whole way home, probably. I don't know how long the camera will go for. This is my first jam night, guys, and this is something I missed, the blog home. All right, bring it to life, Brutus. All right, so I don't even know where to begin. 2.5 years back on stage. Some idiot, though, forgot to turn on my camera for the first song, which I thought I nailed it pretty darn good. That idiot was me, of course. I was just so, how do you want to say, caught up in the moment? Whatever, but I never felt so comfortable and appreciative to be on a stage in my life. I mean, I'm still processing, you know, the night. Like, I just took it. There's so much talent there. So much talent. How do you get out of here? I'm not used to driving at night with this thing, because most of the time I'm like working during the day. It's still going on. It's near 11. I was going to stay till 11:30, but I got to get up early tomorrow. Some stupid idiot booked a early meeting to renew his license. That idiot was me. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, right? So I don't know how long the video will go for, but I'll try to get out as much as I can. I'm almost at a loss for words of what an awesome night this was. Like, when I say awesome night, guys, like, you don't understand how appreciative the audience is there, how appreciative people are towards these things. Like, it's kind of like what I've been seeing with the, you know, all these metal festivals and stuff like that. Like, all these musicians going back on stage for the first time in a while. Wait, some people. And, yeah, as you'd imagine, the place was, it's still packed. It's not was packed, it still is packed. Stop here, and then still people out on the patio, no masks. Just wave back people just cause. What a great night. Wow. There's a feeling that you can't put into words when you play live. And tonight, what I tried to do was not over-psych myself out and get too hyper, and just kind of more just go with the take it in. I don't think I botched any lyrics. I might have botched one or two lyrics. I don't know. But everything felt so good. Everything sounded so good. Now, is it just because I haven't heard anything for, like, live music for 2.5 years? But there was a kid, his second time playing live. And this kid he played one song. It was a song he wrote himself. And he was scatting and rapping and doing all these, like, the lyrics that he was throwing out. I'm like, how in the hell could you remember all that? You know what I mean? Like, the talent, you know what I mean? It's just mind-bogglingly good. It's going to get a little rough going through this, Wakefield here. So I don't even know where to begin. Like, I'm hyper, I'm happy, I'm content, I'm excited, I'm everything right now. You know what I mean? It feels so good. You know, it's so good. Yeah, it's too bad I didn't. I did a Peter Gabriel song called "Come Talk to Me" for the first song, and I thought I nailed it. And then halfway through the song, I realized I forgot to turn on the damn camera. And the other songs, I hit the camera. I'm hoping it caught it. I did a Keith Urban song called "Once in a Lifetime." Great song, nice catchy little tune. And then, of course, I finished up my 3-song set with a song called Atlas, which is, there was a couple of debuts tonight. Number one, testing out my 12-string on stage, my brand new broken 12-string, in the sense that I already broke the pickup on it. It's like a year and a bit old and I've already broke it. That's why I can't own anything nice, guys. I just break everything. And then playing one of my original songs. First time I've played an original song of mine in a long, long time. Well, I have played original instrumentals on that stage, but I've never played a singing lyric song, which the song I played was called Atlas, which is kind of like an ode to the common man, but I did a little bit of a speech, but I just kind of just jumped into it. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to get too wordy. You know what I mean? I just wanted to go up there and put on a, do my job as a musician, put on a bit of a show. Right? And anyway, where the hell did this stop sign come from? Bad spot for a freaking stop sign. I've never even noticed this before. Like these stop signs, they must be new. So I've never stopped here before. There's a crosswalk. Like that's just like, it's like a stop sign right in the center of a freaking parking lot where you turn in. Like, what? Like, who thought that one out? You know what I mean? I don't think they planned that one out very well. So I'm on my way home now, and a lot of clouds in the sky. Fog off the river. This is the other thing about this road is it's like a road of doom because it's like it's the Highway 105 in Quebec, and it's probably about 400 kilometers, 250 miles long from one end to the other, I would imagine. Oop. That's right, I gotta put my dimmers on. Not used to that. Again, I'm not used to night driving anymore. I'll have to get practiced up at these jam nights. It was great to see Greg Stone again. He was like, he goes, that's what I miss about you. He goes, you take an acoustic song and then you just turn it into some sort of metal riffy thing. So the riff in Atlas, you got to understand, guys, I worked 5 months on that riff. Okay, recording it. It took me about 50 tries to record it. Not because it's the most extravagant riff, it's what I'm doing it on. Like a 12-string with slightly high action, and it really, really, I don't want to say I nailed it, because I don't know if I did until I hear it. It sounded like I nailed it, but I might have not nailed it as good as I thought I could. Yeah, I'm on the most dangerous part of the road here, so you got two choices: hit the cliff or go over the cliff into the river. So yeah, a lot of people get killed here, so I'm just going to concentrate this. After I'm past this part, then it's not so bad. You're not used to night driving on the Highway 105 by this stretch of the river, so in this big bad truck. My truck grew 3 sizes bigger than what it was. I guarantee you, because that parking lot, I couldn't get in it. It was way, 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 way too, holy jeez, that guy's brights. It was way, way, way too small for my truck. There was no way I could turn in there. There was one truck in there, but right at the very end, it's like he pretty much blocked the entrance just because the truck was so freaking big. So I parked down at the community center. I was like, well, hopefully nobody steals my, steals my truck or anything like that. Came back, everything was in my truck. The problem with this truck is I can't lock my doors, or my door, one door, and stuff like that. I don't know who this guy is, but if you're gonna go by me, just go by me. Anyway, yeah, so I get in there. I got in there early, and there was already 2 people on the list when I walked in. And I walked in there at about 7 o'clock, 7:15, whatever it was. The show now starts at 8 instead of 9. Much better, because you get way more. There was over 10 people that were in there, and that signed up. And people walk in, it's like, oh shit, it's full already. I was like, yeah, that's why I got here early. Walked in, Riley, she recognized me right away. She said, hey, how's it going? She goes, Coca-Cola with ice, right? I said, yeah. I said, how do you remember? She said, I got a pretty good memory. I said, heck, I couldn't even, I had to think about it, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't remember. I guess that's warm enough in here. The thing is that, like, it was just like, there was nobody in there with masks. There was nobody in there that was like, you know what I mean? Like the hypochondriacs are at home suffering. The rest of us are out enjoying life. But the audience was so, the smiles, guys. Like, it's not like fake, hi, how you doing smiles. It was like, I am just so euphorically happy to be just sitting here and taking it in. And it was just so comfortable. It was just, that's what we need again in our lives. You know what I mean? I was just sitting there grinning like a friggin' 2-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, just stole a cookie out of the cookie jar. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, this is awesome. except for the fog I'm going into now. So I hope there's no critters on the road, because I'll be flattening them if I do. Hopefully not. But it's really foggy around here. I kind of figured it was going to fog up tonight. But whatever. It's worth it. Already burnt an eighth of gas, so I'll probably burn about almost a quarter of gas going here and back. That's an expensive. I only drank 2 drinks, and 1 glass of water. Everything was so good. Everything was just so good. I'm a very happy man right now, and I know some people don't care about these little blog things that I do on the way back. I do it mainly to keep myself awake. Well, yeah, these are big hills when you're coming down. You've got to watch the speed limit too. A lot of corners, a lot of hills here, so you got to really keep your eyes on the road, especially with this big piece. Like, it feels like the road shrank or my truck got bigger. I don't know what it is. Like going through Wakefield, it's like, is this thing gonna fit? Like maybe it's just the way the roads are there. It's like they're not as wide or something. I don't know what it is. It's like, but the parking lot, I was able to barely circumnavigate the parking lot just to go through it. I was like, but then I think about it. The last time I was in that parking lot was in my CRV, which you could turn that car on its axis. It was so maneuverable. This thing is like, I am Brutus. I take up parking lot because I'm hammy. You know what I mean? Move, I'm hammy. But however, it could push anybody out of their parking spots. And they expanded that parking lot, just so you know. So I guess whenever I take this thing, I know I'm going to be parking a couple of blocks down there. But the people, I really didn't talk to hardly anybody. A small chat with a few people. But everybody was in the same mode, just looking at the stage, enjoying who was ever up there. Everybody was so good. Everybody was just so good. A couple of the regulars, whatever. And they're still playing the same tunes they always play, whatever. But they just do it so well, And then a couple of people I'd never heard before. That's what I love about that place. You never know what you're going to get, right? A lot of people liked what I did, but people are just taking it all in. Hooting and hollering, all that stuff. People dancing. Just seeing people live their lives and enjoying things is nice. It's a really nice thing. Because we spend so much time, dodging living. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I can't do that today because of this. I won't do that today because, oh, well, I don't feel like it. Oh, and maybe another time. You know what I mean? And I do have a song that I'm going to be bringing out. Now, a lot of people are playing original songs. That cafe is very, very open to that kind of stuff, right? The first guy up, he had 2 options. The very last slot, which you may or may not get a chance to play, or the very first slot. Nobody ever wants to take the first slot. I don't take it because I'm usually pretty rowdy, and I usually like to be a little bit down. So I took spot number 5, but I ended up bumping a girl because Greg thought I was next, not her. He didn't realize, so I ended up in the 4th spot. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. How many people were in there when I was up there? Probably about 50. Not bad. For that little cafe, that's a pretty good. I don't know how many people were outside, but it was good either way. It was good either way. I just felt so good on stage, guys. I have to do it again. I don't think I'll be able to afford to do this every week because of the cost of gas. But man, I would never regret it. You know what I mean? I'd never regret, blowing my money on that. Some people, okay, I'm gonna Coke and hookers, right? Okay, for me, jam nights and a couple of Pepsis or Coca-Colas or whatever. Just nice to see people. Just nice to see the smiling faces. Just nice to see people enjoying themselves. Really legitimately enjoying themselves. There was a guy there, Rob, he was up there with his ukulele. Yeah, he did a whole bunch of Tom Waits songs, which I don't really know Tom Waits that well. I know of him and stuff like that. And I know, some of the songs because, it's that 60s crowd, right? So I know some of that stuff. But, what was cool is just how well it's done, with the ukulele, the way the guy plays it on the ukulele. And then, of course, Greg got up there, played, backing guitar. And this bass player guy who just kind of shows up on the stage behind you from time to time. What's this fool doing? It's a double line. I know who I'm going to find in the ditch. Holy jeez, you maniac. Double line on a curve. 11 o'clock at night. And going way faster than the speed limit. Yeah. Well, let the cops get him. You know what I mean? All these people got to be home in 5 minutes. Why? You know what I mean? Like, take your time. Life is short. Enjoy. But yeah, watching all these metal festivals going on in Europe and stuff like that, like Hellfest and Grass Pop and all that. There's also what was the other one? Pink Pop. I guess that's the LGBTQ kind of festivals or whatever. But they got modern bands in there. They have like Elton John and stuff like that. So I guess it's people that support that. But all these festivals going on, and the cool part is that whether the crowd in front of you is 300,000 people, which would be very, very cool, or 50 people, you give it your all. You know what I mean? You give it what you can give it. And that's when I tried to do tonight the best I could. I was probably a little rusty. It did sound like my 12-string went out of tune a little bit. I wouldn't say completely out of tune, but a little bit, I didn't know how the room was going to be. When I got there, you have to understand, like, this guitar is going to be horribly out of tune by the time I get home because of these potholes, right? So it wasn't that badly out of tune, but it was a couple of strings that dropped out of tune quite a bit. And I come to the conclusion that playing a 12-string on stage, which I haven't done for many, many years, you have to be a bit brave to do that, especially on a jam night where you don't get half an hour to tune up, right? So I got there, I got my Coca-Cola, I went outside to the patio, the back patio, and there was a couple people there. I asked them if they wouldn't mind if I tuned up my guitar while they were there. And they're like, go nuts, right? So I tuned it up, and then I put it back in the case, left the case open so it could climatize the room. I got up there, and everything sounded like it stayed in tune pretty well, but, you go into a different room, that guitars, especially acoustic guitars, they will acclimatize to the room, and things will go out. And it didn't sound like the first song was out, but the second song, it did sound like it was out a little bit. The third song, it didn't sound like it was out at all, but I don't know. And I'll probably never know until I watch the video. And hopefully everything sounded pretty good. My vocals, again, it's weird because I've been on that stage before, but not for about 2 years. The thing about it is that room, the way it's laid out, it's really rectangularly long. And then sometimes there's windows open, sometimes not. The sound doesn't really bounce back to you, right? So your stage volume is always kind of overly quiet. And a lot of musicians get thrown off by this because they can't hear themselves, right? But I'm like, can you not hear yourself, or just you're hearing something that? You're hearing something different, so you're not sure what that, your sound. Wow, that camera's really swinging. These are big potholes, guys. Like I say, here in Quebec, people around the world, they drive on the roads. We drive on what's left, Again, these potholes put my 12-string out of tune. So, the ultimate test for any instrument is live playing. It's what beats up guitars. To see Greg bring out his Yamaha Jam Night guitar again, that thing, people have been beating on that thing for years, and it's like, it's kind of funny because you're like, like, is it going to stay in tune or not? A 6-string, you can always tune it up really, really quick. The first guy that got up, he was playing all original songs pretty much. Really good guy. I seen him at a CD release. He's having another one on the 15th. I probably won't make that one. And he was like, he went out of tune on the first song. And I thought, okay, well, maybe I better, make sure that my 12-string is in when I go on, because like if the 6-string goes out of tune, your 12-string's going to go out of tune. But it didn't seem to. Wow, that is the weirdest. The way the fog has lit up the sky right now. I guess a car, yeah, another car coming, so. Oh, it's a truck. Yeah, big ass truck. These trucks are, you see them coming through like the mountains here, and it's like you just see like the fog glowing above you. It's the craziest thing. It's kind of like you'd see in a horror movie. Really cool, actually. Oh, that stupid flash. I'm like, where's the yellow light flashing? The yellow, that light for the bridge. I'm like, what's in my vehicle that's yellow and flashing? No, it's a light from a bridge. A bridge that, the reason why they have the light on that is because 2 planes and a helicopter hit that bridge over the years. I kid you not. So anyway, yeah, tonight it just felt so good to be on stage. So I just pounded right into the first song. The second song, I walked into it after I turned on my camera. Dummy. And I hope I don't know what the angle is going to be like. I was just, ahead of myself a little bit. So I kind of, like that's usually what happens your first time back on stage in a while is you kind of got to get the cobwebs out. You got to learn how to slow down to speed up. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I did. But I don't feel like I played too fast. I think I played very, very well because I normally play way too fast all the time. The camera doesn't lie. I play well. It's just I play way too fast. And I think I might have played a little bit fast, but it's not even that you get caught up in it. It flows while you're hearing it, right? So when you play like normal speed, like live, everybody always usually plays too fast. And number one, it tightens up your timing. Number two, like when you play normal speed, you feel like you're playing really, really, really slow, right? But I didn't feel like I was playing like really fast. I wish I would have got to talk to me on the video like that. I think I did that one really, really, really well. A lot of smiles in the audience while I was playing it. And, yeah, I forgot about that corner. Remember, this road is awesome for motorbikes. Not so great for trucks in the middle of the night. They got the car propping over the tractor sign here, so I don't know if I have to jump a tractor right now this time of night, but I may have to. Could happen, right? Yeah, it's just nice. That's the first restaurant thing I've done in 2.5 years, right? Even though I didn't order any food, it was nice to smell the food. I should have probably ordered something before I left, but I was just holy foggy. Holy jeez. There better not be a deer on the road. I cannot see anything here. Holy crap. And the fog, the high beams don't normally work very well on the fog, so I can still see the road good though, but I just can't see far. Well, it's when the fog is bad where you can't see the yellow lines or the white line, that's when you got to kind of watch out, right? Like I could probably see about 40 feet ahead of me, max. Put it on low beams there. It's like, and it's just enough that you can't see that curve, these sharp curves. And this is like the most dangerous spot, one of the most dangerous spots here. So, turn that heat off again. Responsibility, pension, secure, responsible, what? I don't even know where I am. Oh, okay, I know where I am now. I'm in low. Okay. I didn't know where I was, guys. Yeah, too bad that store isn't open to grab something to eat. Yeah, I think the gas station will be closed. If not, I'd stop and grab something to eat. I needed to eat before I left, but I didn't eat a lot. That was a great night. That was just, I'm so appreciative. And again, for those like a lot of people know me, but they don't realize how big guitar and being a musician is in my life. Like they don't realize how much it means to me, right? like even my friends and families, like they know I really love doing it and stuff like that, but they don't realize how much time I put on. Like 99.9.999999998% of all my time ever put in on the guitar has been by myself practicing. Tommy Emmanuel, I think, sums it up best. Never let anybody hear you practice because they'll suicide you. Because like us musicians, we don't practice things till we get it right. We practice till we can't get it wrong, right? And that means a lot of repetition to the point where you've probably played the song 1,000 times, which would normally, by the time you get the song down, like especially a difficult song, by the time you get it down, you're sick of the song. You know, the only thing you live for is the idea that you're going to play this song and people are going to like it. And you live for the audience reaction to it more than the, you know, it's like, okay, I play that song, okay, I did it well, yeah, I'm never playing that fucking song again. You know what I mean? I'm so annoyed with it. Not all the time, like, you know, or you don't play it for a while. Now, the downside is the Talk to Me song. I thought that was a great song to start with. But most of the songs were happy-go-lucky. There were a couple of songs where, like, the first guy that sang, his last song that he sang was a little bit like a, you know, it was a bluesier song or whatever. And it looked like he was about to choke up a bit, you know. And then the other guy, he played Let It Be. We did a little bit of a sing-along with it. And again, you know, you can see that these guys, you know, like, you can tell it was hitting them a little bit playing these songs. I mean, there weren't tears, but you could tell that, you know, like, it was one of those things where, you know, you're playing, and it's just like, the gravity of what you're doing has come back to you, that you're not just playing a song anymore. You know what I mean? You're now entertaining people again. And to see the smiling faces of people enjoying that, there are no words you can put on it. Like, there's fog on the road, and a truck. I can't see the freaking road now. I can see the sky. I can't see the road. Make up your mind. Is the fog going to be on the ground or in the air? Holy jeez. Yeah. That's everything I miss about these going home vlogs in the middle of, you know, the midnight, the witching hour here, is that whole, you know, where the hell am I playing? Where the hell am I on the road? It's worse in the wintertime. I don't do the jam nights in the winter because of the dangers of this road. You'll slide right off of it, right? And you won't even know it. Like you'll be off this road and you won't even know it. So many people die on this highway. Not a good thing to be talking about while driving, but you get the idea. I mention it almost every time, just so you guys can appreciate it. You know? So I'm hoping these two videos, which would have been 3, but there'll be more. You know what I mean? I'm hoping these 2 videos will be really good. So hopefully my camera, like, I really just hit the play button or record button and hoped for the best, just because I didn't want to take up too much time because the list was so big. You know, because you always feel like you're taking up way more time than you actually are, a lot of times. That's why, like I say, to be professional, tune your guitar before you go on stage. Most people tonight did that. You know what I mean? Like everybody was very professional. Like, but mind you, knowing this jam night, like, there's a lot of really good talent that goes on. It's not like in the city where a lot of people, you go and it's like real beginners, you know, where you get people that are good, but a lot of real beginners. You know what I mean? That's not what this place is. This place is like people that have been playing for years, most of them. And then the odd beginner, right? I mean, like, one guy said, yeah, it's my second time playing live. But you can tell the guy's been playing for years, you know, or a couple of years at least. And it's, you know, it's just so interesting, you know, to hear that sound again, you know, like real live music, not something through headphones on a screen somewhere, like real people, real music. And I'm not gonna say sad, but I can appreciate that there's people that won't be able to do that again because of their fear, you know. And when I mean fear, I mean like the people that are still, I mean, the world is traumatized, right? People are shell-shocked, right? Like, what's new? How you been? Well, not too bad. Just the plague, World War III, and then the alien invasion, and a plastic straw shortage. You know what I mean? Like, other than that, everything's good. You know, how you been? You know, and I just, you know, like, I just look at it as one of those things that it's not, like, it's not something that when you're doing it without interruption in your life that you, wow, the fog's bad here. I can slow her down again. I'm sure the guy behind me is going like a madman, but that is foggy. Now that is foggy, my friends. Just coming around the corner too. Oh, that's a house, okay. I'll let this guy race past me. Yeah, you drive like a fool. Go ahead. Do it. I'll see you in the ditch. You know what I mean? There's quite a bit of traffic. I bet you everybody's coming from a Cafe 1870. Yeah, that's right. Now, mind you, this is all being held in between two long weekends. Saint Jean Baptiste for Belle Provence here, and then, of course, for like, today, well, it's now Thursday probably. It's probably past 12 now. Pretty close. So it's now Thursday. Friday is Canada Day. So what a cool way to do that. That guy's sneaking up on me pretty fast. Some people there, they got to be 30 feet from your bumper in the fog at 11:30 or 12 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? Like, you got to do that. Especially when the speed limit is now 70. You can back off at least 2 feet. Well, and the fog again. Oh, this corner's bad. This corner is bad. Oh, it's good again. Okay, good. Good. I'm good. I mean, it rained all day, so there's going to be like a lot of dew tomorrow, which is good for the, holy jeez, I cannot believe the traffic tonight. Must be a lot of stuff going on. Like, I don't drive hardly at all at night because I just, well, nowhere to go, you know what I mean? And, like, I got to wear out my freaking high beam switch on the, you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. Holy jeez, look at all that traffic. Yeah, so, moral of the story, guys, life waits for nobody. So, you know, take those opportunities while you can. You know, like, you don't know, like, I was saying on stage really quick, because I didn't want to dwell on, you know, I didn't want to be really wordy, but, you know, like I said, you know, 2.5 years ago, there was a lot of musicians, for the very last time, stood on that stage. I was one of them, you know what I mean? And not only that, you know, if I were to know that that was the last night I would have ever played live, would I have done stuff different? I probably wouldn't have. I probably would have done it the same way I did, because I think I did well that night. But I asked myself, if I got the chance again, and I did, what would I do differently? So I told people, you know, pretend tonight is the last night you're ever going to be able to do this again. Now, make tonight the best night of your life, you know, and then if you can pull it off, tomorrow do it again. And then the next day, the next day, the next day, the next day. The point is that live your life to the fullest, right? And then I dedicated the song to the people, and I played the Maps on my 12th Street. So, a new song with a new semi-broken guitar. Not bad, not bad. Had a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun. It went by quick, as you imagine. Like, but the thing is it was, I felt so relaxed, you know, like the relaxedness of it was what was really cool. Because, like, I didn't hype myself up to get on stage. I just took in all the acts and then, like, didn't even think about the songs I was playing or going to play until I got up there, right? Just, okay, quick check, see if the guitar's still in tune, and hopefully it is. And it was. And then Greg's like, how's the mic sound for you? I said, not bad. It's pretty good. Would you want more of this? I said, I'll go with it, you know. And I just concentrated on playing the best I could. You know what I mean? And hopefully I did not too bad. You never know, I can look back at the footage and go, holy jeez, I sucked. You know, like people will clap anyway, whether you suck or not, just out of politeness, you know. And some people would probably just clap anyway, just because they're happy to hear live music. Who cares what they're playing or how well? I did not, however, see the intergalactic space hippie. I was sure he would have shown up, but he didn't. Maybe nobody told him, I don't know. Oh, look at this fool. All these people passing on double lines, it's nuts. Absolutely nuts. Yeah. Unless there's something else going on tonight that I didn't know about. But yeah, it was a good night, good turnout. Saw a lot of familiar faces, saw a lot of just the talent. Again, I cannot get over the talent of that place. You don't realize, you know, like the Cinderella song, you don't know what you got till it's gone, right? And to get that back is like, wow, just wow. You know, like that's so much. You know, it means so much. And it means so much to so many people. Like, just to see everybody smiling like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like children's smiles. You know what I mean? They're genuine. They're just so genuine. And I was just, you know, in that mode. Oh, look at this fool. Yeah, I'm going to overtake 3 cars? 2 cars? Now, you get home, you know. I know who that is. What the hell? Not all over the road, but still. I recognize the flowers on the vehicle. There's like flower stickers on the vehicle. Well, get close to home. The guy behind me is not a fool, but he's going to pass now. Go ahead and pass. At least it's a proper pass. But he was falling awfully damn close. Like, when you follow that close, just fucking pass me. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, like don't tailgate at this hour of the night. If a deer runs out, we're both dead. You know what I mean? You know, like if it means for me to swerve and you hit the deer, I'm not a mean person, but you know, I'll do what it takes to survive. So if I miss the deer and you don't, well, it's because you're too fucking close behind me. You know what I mean? Idiots. So many idiots. And it's like I'm doing the speed limit. I'm the only guy in Quebec that does the speed limit. I kid you not. Got another car. Oh, he's got to be 30 feet behind my bumper too. Like, what the rush? You know, if you're out this late, chances are you're coming from somewhere fun. Take your time getting home. Get there alive. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the 12 string didn't sound too bad. I wish I could have plugged it in the pickup that it came with, but again, like I said, in the when I was adjusting my guitar, I guess I shorted out the bridge or whatever, and I gotta fix that. But I grabbed the old faithful Dean Markey, you know, just like a cable and a pickup. That's all it is, and yeah, it did the job. It really did the job. You know, like that pickup never lets me down. I don't know how many shows I've played with that pickup. I've played that pickup in you know, like my guitars enough that I've actually worn out the side of the pickup because it's wood, and every time the pick hits it, it just kind of like knocks a little bit of slivers off. I always got sawdust basically on the bottom of the guitar because of it, right? Slow things down a bit. And it's potholes like that put my guitar out of tune. I wish that gas station was open late. I'm fucking starving. I can't really make food when I get home because my dad's sleeping. I'll wake him up. Should have bought something before I left. Oh, yeah, I'm slowing down. Where'd the guy go? Oh, he must have went off the other way. Well, I'm almost home, guys. And, yeah, so the first jam night. Look, my goal doing anything like this, okay, is to inspire people to live a little. Especially the audience I have. My audience is a very special audience. I know everybody says that about their audiences, but my audience is in tune with all the shit going on in the world, right? So it's really important that I don't just give them gloom and doom all the time. Oh, these roads are gloom and doom. Holy, hang on, we'll get through this, guys. It's just a minefield, don't worry. I think a Lancaster bomber made another bombing run on this room. But what I was saying here, it's still going to be bumpy for the next little bit. I'm pretty sure the audio of these videos are going to be horrible. Yeah, the video's all dark and black and blacked out. There's really horrible audio. So there's a lot of stuff rattling in this truck right now. Yeah. Oh, I wish that store was open. I'm so hungry. Wish the gas station was open. I'm so hungry. Who the hell is that? A lot of people out right now. Kind of crazy. Not gonna lie to you, I'm not used to seeing this many people out and about on a Wednesday night of all things. I'm almost on the home stretch anyway. See, the highway is definitely wider here. My hometowns. They like us. It's more truck friendly here. But yeah. Over in Whitefield, this thing barely fits in the lane there. I mean, I can push people off the road because they got a big ugly truck, you know. They'll move before me, lot of tonnage, right? Unless it's a tractor trailer, then you get the idea. But anyway, yeah, it's like, what a phenomenal night. That's all I can sum it up. And I hope that the videos that I did do, even though there was only 2, captures the audience cheering and stuff like that. I mean, the crowd was very, very lively. They were semi-lively for me. Like, I mean, they weren't like hooligans yet, because, you know, that's why I don't like to go on the stage too early. I like people to get a couple of drinks and get really hooligan-y for me, right? But I thought, well, it doesn't really matter that, because if you play well, it won't matter. You know what I mean? Like, people are going to really enjoy themselves. And I hope people really enjoyed what I did. I know they enjoyed everything else, for sure, because I was sitting amongst them while I was enjoying it. So I'm hoping that, and there's people like, pointing at me from across the bar, hey, nice job, man. You know what I mean? Like, so you just don't know how much people like or don't like what you're doing. Well, I wouldn't say don't like. I mean, but like what you're doing in comparison to, you're wow, quarter tank. I'm almost home. Wow, that's an expensive night, guys. That's an expensive night. I used to spend probably about $40 a night with the CRV. But anyway, yeah, like it's just a good vibe there. You know what I mean? Everybody's so appreciative to see each other again. You know, like this is the first jam night in a long time. Anyway, I found it very important that I would hit this one, and I'll tell you why. Because it was the first one back. So even if I missed the second one back, that don't matter as much. The third one don't matter as much, but that first one back, you know what I mean? And again, how many of these am I going to get? You know. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get talking to as many musicians as I'd want to. I think people are just too concentrated on the stage, which was really cool. It's what musicians want, you know. Ooh, skunk. Dead skunk in the middle of the road. I sing that song every time I come back from a jam night, because there's always some poor skunk that gets smoked. Hopefully I can run my wheels through it, because my truck will smell. My truck's gonna smell a cross between power steering fluid, motor oil, 2-stroke gas and grass clippings, and skunk. Guys, you could make a perfume like that. You could. It's epic. Not good epic, but it would be epic. Yeah, so I don't smell a skunk anymore, so hopefully I didn't squish my tires through. Yeah, so great night. Can't say that enough. That feeling on stage again. And the entire time I was playing, pretty much I was staring out at the crowd. And I told them, how's everybody doing tonight? Everybody, woo, whatever, right? I'm like, it's a beautiful, beautiful view from up here. You know what I mean? And it was. It was just nice to see. you know. I wish it could go on forever, you know. And that's, you know, there's still lots of beauty left in the world, guys. I say it all the time, and it's just, you need stuff like that to remind you sometimes that, you know what, there's bad things in the world. There's always going to be bad things in the world, but this, you know, you can have. You know, it's yours. It's there for you to take it. Take it. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I wanted to do tonight, was just take it in. But even while I was on stage, I was still taking it in. You know, I was like listening to myself while I'm watching the audience, you know what I mean? Like, where usually you're just focusing so much on your playing, but I'm just like, I wonder what I hear. Like, I wonder what it's like to watch me in the audience. You know what I mean? I know I got the cameras up, but it's not the same. You will never ever know, you know what I mean, exactly what you were like live, because you can't go do it unless you can do an out of body experience. But then you might pass out and not be able to finish the show. But if you could, and say, okay, that's what it's like to be somebody taking in what I'm doing. You know, the closest we get is videos. You know, the closest we get is videos, which is cool. Which is cool. When you turn the video camera on, yeah. Note to self. But if that, you know, but even at that, like when I realized that the camera wasn't on, I'm the only guy tonight that filmed himself on stage. Everybody else was just up there living the moment. And I'm like, that's okay. That could be mine. It could be the audience's. Maybe some people in the audience might have filmed it. I don't know. There was a couple of cameras out. But even if not, like, they have that. That's theirs now. You know what I mean? That they got to see it. They got to hear me play. Whether hopefully they enjoyed it. And if they enjoyed it, it's theirs. They say, oh, there was this guy on stage and he was like ripping out metal riffs on a 12-string on this song he wrote, and it was really, really cool. It was a really short song, but holy geez, wow. That was like power metal or something like that. When I started breaking into the riff, like I kind of figured people would dig it. And whatever, and I started grinning while I was playing it, because I was just like, I know you like it. I know you like it. And it's not, I'm not saying this with ego, guys. I'm saying this is just, you know, thank you. You know, like, thank you for listening. Thank you for giving me that chance to give you my power metal riff on a 12-string in the middle of a quick song that I wrote as a tribute to the common man and anybody that busts their ass for a living. Just thanks. You know, just thanks. I'm humble. And I let them know I was humble. You know what I mean? And it's something that, you know, you can't take stuff like that for granted, because if you do, you don't get the full fulfillment of it. Like, I go on stage bone sober, guys. No liquid courage for me. And if you're one of those people that you have to have a couple of drinks to go on stage, I'll give you the best tip I can. Learn how to do it sober. You're welcome. Because you cannot get that high off of any drug. You can't get that. It is impossible. I've been drunk many times in my life. You know, never been big on drugs, so I can't say I've been high very much. But I know what it's like to get the turtle-rolls when you get drunk. You know what I mean? And you think you're flying and you're enjoying yourself. Like, I think about all the times in the 90s, all those shows that I played, you know, start off the show sober and barely stand up by the end of the show. And it's like, I enjoyed those shows, but how much more would I have enjoyed it? How much better would I have played? How much more would the audience have enjoyed it? You know? And that's what I get out of it. Like, and you can't put it into words. You have to experience it. So I agree with Sugarland, you know, Jennifer Nettles and Kristen Bush. They put it best. Like, you know, like, you can listen to our album all day. That's fine. That's great. We like that you do that. But you really got to come and see us live, right? Because that's where it's at. Like, what they did, I love their philosophy, was that if I went to see a band live, what would I want to see? And then that's what I got to do. And tonight, I did something different. I stood up. Like, I don't normally stand and play unless I got an electric guitar. I got lazy. You know, I'm like, well, you play better when you're sitting down. You're more comfortable, whatever. But I'm like, are you giving the audience, like, if I did that power metal riff sitting down, it still would have been cool. But sitting there putting the 12-string neck in the air while I'm shredding on it, doing like the Metallica pose, that's even cooler, right? It's a show. So I'm almost home now. Now, I'll just leave it at this. Like, when you are practicing in your room, you are a musician first, right? When you learn how to play, you're a musician first. When you record an album or whatever, you're a musician first. When you're recording a video in your room or in your garage or whatever, you are a musician first. But when you're on stage, you are an entertainer first. And that better not be a deer. Sorry. Okay, good. I get to live. Shouldn't laugh too soon. There's usually deer popping out here. But that is what it's about. Is tonight, people got something from me that I wanted to give them and share with them. And even if I was doing other people's songs, whatever, I did them to the best of my ability for tonight. Did they sound perfect? I won't know until I hear the video or whatever. Maybe I'll never know, right? But I know I gave it what I could do. And I know that the next time I go up, I'm going to try to do even better and do something even. And then the next couple of songs I got planned are kind of going to be kind of fun anyway. So yeah, like, how did it go? How did it go, right? Well, content. I'm now reaching my town. I'm home, and I'm very happy. 2.5 years waiting to do this again. What do I say other than thanks for the chance to let me do it again? And I just pray that, this doesn't get taken away from us again. And because I know every other musician, just looking at their faces, what it meant to be on that stage tonight. I know what it meant for them. And I know that for the audience to hear that live music again, how much I enjoyed just listening to everybody else, like, never mind me just playing. Even if I didn't get a chance to play tonight, I was very fortunate I did. But even if I didn't, I was very, 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 very happy. Like, beyond words happy. Words that I can't even describe as happy. So, that's what I got, guys. I just got to look for a place to do something. It was a long drive, a lot of fresh air. So I'm just looking for a place where I can, you get the idea. Better turn off the high beams. People say, what's going on in there? And someone's got the high beams on. I'll just turn off the lights altogether. Anyway, have yourselves a great night. I can't wait to show you the footage. There we go. Have a great night, everybody.